Sometimes you can run into some issues while printing, so we've added a pretty extensive print troubleshooting guide within the printer itself to help you troubleshoot these difficulties and get the best printing quality possible. You can access the print troubleshooting guide at any time through the Utilities and Tuning menu. You can also access this print troubleshooting guide when you're running a print whenever it's paused, and even before the print. We have links to this troubleshooting utility which will help diagnose whatever could be going on with your prints. If you're on the home page and you're not running a print, you can just click on Utilities and Tuning. Then under Printing Utilities, there's a Print Troubleshooting menu option. When you click on that, it brings up another dialog box of options to look through. Generally, it makes sense to work through the troubleshooting guide in this order. Check the cartridge flow. Then you want to check nozzle performance, then clean your substrate, then clean the insulating residue that happens between layers, make sure your heat bed is calibrated correctly, cure your prints more, and finally, as a last resort, get new cartridges. So the first tests are designed to check before you actually run a print. The first thing that you want to do is check that the cartridge is flowing. You can take a lint-free wipe, and you want to see a good amount of ink on that tissue. When you wipe it, you don't need to hold it very long, maybe a second or two. You should see a significant amount of ink on that napkin. If you don't see it, or if you see patchy areas, you may want to hold the napkin against the cartridge more to pull out more material and get the ink flowing. If your flow is good or okay, you can then check nozzle performance. To do that, you should tape a sheet of paper on top of the heat bed. Get your print head and then put the cartridge inside the print head. Attach it to the printer, and then click Run Ink Test. You'll see results that look like one of the following images, where you either get those two nice solid black or gray rectangles of print, or clear rectangles if you're using insulating ink. And the test result should look about like that. You want to see that all of the nozzles are firing. If you see something like these lower two images, what's going on is not all of the nozzles are firing. You might not have great print results, but things should still work, at least at the level shown here. If all of the nozzles appear to be working, and you're still not getting good prints, one thing that you might want to do is to clean the substrate that you're printing on. But the more gaps you have, the less likely your print is going to turn out nicely. If you have oily fingers, or dirt, or dust, or some residue on your substrate, then the inks might not stick very well. What we recommend before any print is cleaning the substrate with IPA to help remove oil, dust, and other debris that could get in the way of printing. If you're doing multi-layer prints, sometimes the insulating ink doesn't cure fully and there might be some residue at the top of your insulating layer. To take care of that, clean the extra insulating material off with some IPA before you print a conductive layer on top to improve the print quality. Additionally, if you're seeing lines that are not very conductive but they look okay, you might need to calibrate your heat bed. It's likely not getting hot enough. You can make sure your heat bed is calibrated in the other utility menu. You can also cure your prints a little hotter by using a hot air gun, or you can entirely rerun the curing to see if that helps. If all else fails, you can reach out to us through support and purchase new cartridges, or troubleshoot with us what could be going wrong with your current cartridges.